Innovation for me is about people, processes, and products. It's about the people doing the work, the processes by which they do the work, and the products that they use to do those things. In the humanitarian sector, innovation is even more critical than ever.
The humanitarian sector is facing a very particular challenge, which is, I think, that demand for humanitarian services and humanitarian responses is going to go up, and I think our capacity to respond in a traditional way to those needs is declining. So, resources are scarce, the problems are bigger, so in some ways we've got these two kind of diverging curves, and in that context I think there's no other option but to innovate in response to the context that we're in.
One of the key things we have to always question, why are we doing this and who is doing this? And so the first one is, why are we innovating? What is the purpose? What is our goal? What is the problems that we're trying to solve? And then who is doing this innovation? Are we engaging with the private sector? Are we engaging the people who are most impacted by this?
When we talk about people and innovation in the humanitarian sector, what we're talking about is changing the actors, identifying the local actors, the civil society groups, the first responders in conflict-affected countries, understanding what they know, and empowering them to lead humanitarian responses.
We think about the concept of innovation, I think mainly in terms of tapping into the existing energy and potential of people on the ground in conflict areas, in places where humanitarian crises are happening, and enabling them to do their humanitarian conflict prevention, peace-building work better. They're already doing it, so for us the innovation is how do we really recognize it, validate it, support it, so that it reaches more people.
When we talk about the processes, I think we're talking about the ways in which the humanitarian system, to the extent that such thing exists, works. We have to get away from a reactive model that puts big INGOs and big UN agencies first, from funding models that are program-based or sector-based, and really think about a new way of working that allows us to plan better, engage in anticipatory action, provide structural, organizational support for those fully capable first responders around the world.
I think the process of innovation is an incredibly powerful thing for development in that it builds people's capacity, it changes the way they think about themselves. Most people have an increased sense of agency, and honestly, it's fun, it's joyful, it's creative, and it gives people the opportunity to do that. It gives them the opportunity to do something that can directly impact their lives. And so I think innovation at this grassroots level is critically important for long-term individual and community transformation.
So really the question we have to be asking ourselves is our practice fit for purpose? Is our practice fit for context? And I think the challenge is that if we can't shift our practices from practices that were suited to, if you like, a non-complex world to practices that are more suited to a complex world, then we will go extinct, basically. Our institutions will essentially be not fit for purpose. They will not be able to respond to the crisis that we're dealing with.
And when I talk about products, we talk about integrating the tools that are available now in the whole world in a way that's appropriate for the humanitarian sector.
The technology that connects us is really important. WhatsApp messages. My partners were sharing recipes for how do you make hand sanitizer from natural leaves and things on the ground through WhatsApp.
I think one of the real values of doing co-creation and having the voice of the end user at the design table is that you can really understand what the priorities are, what the challenges are with existing solutions.
And so I think one of the biggest benefits that we see from this reliance of these new technologies and new data collection tools is that we can anticipate things a lot better. And so the challenge now becomes, how do we improve our decision making, how to respond to them, and how to make sure that the benefits of these technologies end up materializing on the ground.
Only by engaging everyone in this process of innovation and adaptation and constantly thinking about new ways of doing things will we improve the humanitarian system so that it's capable of responding to the overwhelming needs we see today.